Welcome to Happy Death Day. Okay, picture this. Your family been beefin' for 30 years. Not petty beef either. We talkin' full medieval GTA lobbies. Swords, betrayals, uncles disappearing, cousins catching hands. Real Thanksgiving dinner gone wrong energy. Then you show up, and by marrying one dude, you end the whole war. That's Elizabeth of York, princess, pawn, queen, peace treaty with a heartbeat. And yeah, her life sounds royal and fancy, but trust me, it was messy, it was political, and it ended in straight tragedy. Let's get into it. Elizabeth pops into the world in 1466, daughter of King Edward IV. Now Edward, smooth talker, warrior king, ladies' man, basically medieval Idris Elba with a sword. So baby Liz is born a princess of the House of York, White Rose squad, and everything seems sweet until daddy dies. And that's when the family group chat turns into a crime documentary. Her little brother is supposed to be king, Edward V, but Uncle Richard pulls the "I got this" move. Next thing you know, the young princes vanish in the Tower of London. Yeah, that tower. Nobody sees them again. To this day, historians are like, so, we all know what happened, right? And Elizabeth? She just lost her dad, and probably her brothers too. Childhood equals officially cancelled. So, while Liz is grieving, England is still deep in the War of the Roses. York family, Lancaster family. Same flower, different squad, unlimited violence. Battles every few years. Kings getting swapped like bad Wi-Fi connections. Loyalty? Optional. Then out of nowhere comes this dude, Henry Tudor. Now, Henry ain't exactly top-tier royal blood. His claim to the throne is shakier than a folding chair at a barbecue. But he wins the big fight in 1485, Battle of Bosworth. King Richard III goes down, crown hits the dirt. Henry picks it up. Boom, Henry VII. But here's the thing, he knows his claim is weak. So what does he do? He looks at Elizabeth like, hey, you trying to save a kingdom real quick? Henry marries Elizabeth of York in 1486. And just like that, the White Rose and the Red Rose become one. Tudor Dynasty unlocked. No more York versus Lancaster. No more civil war every other Tuesday. Elizabeth wasn't just a queen. She was literally the symbol of peace. And here's the wild part. Henry actually seems to have liked her. Now listen, royal marriages back then were usually, "Hello, stranger, we are now legally obligated to make heirs." But sources say Henry was protective of Elizabeth, trusted her, and even leaned on her for stability, which is crazy considering this man grew up in exile and paranoia. Elizabeth basically became his emotional Wi-Fi. Elizabeth did what queens were expected to do, have royal babies, and she delivered. Arthur, the original heir. Margaret. Henry. Yeah, that Henry. Mary. She wasn't loud in politics, but don't get it twisted, she mattered. She softened Henry's image, made the Tudor rule look legit. People loved her because she reminded them of the York line they missed. She was the public relations department before PR existed. Meanwhile, Henry was counting coins and watching everyone like, "You plotting? I feel like you plotting." Elizabeth balanced that energy. She was the calm in a kingdom that had been in fight mode for decades. But peace never lasts long in medieval times. Her oldest son, Arthur, the heir, dies at 15. Whole country shook. Elizabeth devastated. Now the spare son, young Prince Henry, becomes the future king. Yes, that Henry. The one with 6 wives and a body count. History really said, "Oh, y'all thought this was a happy ending? That's cute." Then in 1503, Elizabeth gets pregnant again. Gives birth to a baby girl, but complications hit. Infections back then? Basically a death sentence with extra steps. Elizabeth of York dies at just 37 years old. Henry VII is reportedly shattered. This man who trusted no one lost the one person who gave him emotional peace. He even buried her in a lavish tomb at Westminster Abbey. Big stone, royal vibes, eternal respect. Now here's the twist. Elizabeth didn't rule with armies, didn't command battles, but her bloodline? Legendary. Her son becomes Henry VIII, which leads to the English Reformation, the Church of England, wives losing heads like it's a hobby, and eventually, Queen Elizabeth I. Yeah, the Golden Age Queen? Her granddaughter. Elizabeth of York didn't just end a war. She built the dynasty that shaped England for centuries, all from one strategic marriage. Talk about generational impact. And that is the story of Elizabeth of York, the queen who ended a whole war with a wedding ring. She didn't swing swords, didn't command armies, but her marriage stopped decades of bloodshed and launched the Tudor dynasty like a royal reset button. Sadly, on February 11th, 1503, after childbirth complications, England lost its peace-bringing queen way too soon. King Henry VII of England? Heartbroken, for real. Man never emotionally recovered. But her legacy? Oh, it lived loud. Her son became Henry VIII of England. Yeah, that guy. Sorry, ladies. And her granddaughter? The legendary Elizabeth I of England. So even in death, Elizabeth of York shaped the future of England more than most kings ever could. History remembers warriors, but kingdoms remember the peacemakers. Happy Death Day, Queen Elizabeth of York, the real MVP of the War of the Roses. Subscribe for tomorrow's Death Day. And remember, death is guaranteed. History is optional.